The role of flour in pizza dough. The foundation of a perfect pizza crust begins with the flour. High-protein flours, like bread flour, create more gluten, resulting in a chewy and elastic dough. Gluten gives the dough its structure, enabling it to stretch without tearing. This is crucial for the desired texture of the crust. Hydration and dough consistency. The amount of water added to the dough affects its consistency and texture. A wetter dough, higher hydration, leads to a crispier, airier crust, while a drier dough creates a denser, chewier texture. Proper hydration ensures the dough rises well and achieves the right crispness when baked. The magic of yeast and fermentation. Yeast is the key to leavening the dough and creating that airy, bubbly crust. Yeast ferments the sugars in the dough, producing carbon dioxide gas that makes the dough rise. Slow fermentation, often overnight, enhances the dough's flavor and texture, giving it a more complex taste. Kneading for gluten development. Kneading the dough is crucial for gluten development. The process aligns the gluten strands, creating a smooth, elastic dough that can hold air bubbles during baking. Over-kneading can make the dough tough, while under-kneading results in a crust that lacks structure. The role of salt in pizza dough. Salt is essential not just for flavor but also for controlling yeast activity. It strengthens the gluten network, helping the dough maintain its shape. Too much salt can inhibit yeast growth, while too little can lead to an overly airy dough without much flavor. The impact of olive oil in dough. Olive oil adds richness and tenderness to the pizza crust, creating a subtle flavor while also making the dough easier to handle. It can contribute to a slightly crispier crust, especially on the outer edges, enhancing the overall texture without being greasy. Baking temperature and crust formation. Baking pizza at a high temperature, typically 450 to 500 degrees Fahrenheit or higher, is key to achieving the perfect crust. The high heat quickly seals the dough, forming a crispy exterior while keeping the inside tender. Traditional wood-fired ovens, which can reach up to 800 degrees Fahrenheit, provide the ideal conditions for this. The role of the pizza stone or steel. A pizza stone or steel helps to evenly distribute heat, creating a crisp, golden crust. These materials retain and radiate heat, mimicking the effect of a professional pizza oven, ensuring the crust cooks evenly and forms a perfect crunch. Preheating the stone or steel is essential for the best results. The importance of time in resting dough. Allowing the dough to rest before shaping is essential for creating a soft, airy crust. Resting lets the gluten relax, making it easier to stretch the dough without it shrinking back. It also allows the yeast to continue its work, contributing to the rise and texture. The science of toppings and crust interaction. The type and amount of toppings you use can influence the crust's texture. Wet toppings, like fresh tomatoes or mozzarella, release moisture that can soften the crust. To prevent sogginess, consider using a thin layer of sauce and pre-cooking certain toppings before placing them on the pizza.